Hello and welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Antonia Nwokolo. The news headlines. Ex-Senator calls for establishment of Food Intelligence Agency. In business, Germany-Nigeria trade relations hits 3 billion euros, says envoy. On the foreign scene, Iran vice president to replace Raisi. And in sports, Tyson Fury unsure of rematch after first defeat to Usyk. Welcome back. Now the news in details. A former senator who represented Ebonyi Central Senatorial Zone, Emmanuel Onwe, has called for the establishment of the proposed Food Intelligence Agency to support the recent federal government declaration of emergency in food production and security. Onwe made the call on Sunday in Enugu while briefing journalists on his open letter to President Bola Tinubu titled Declaration of a State of Emergency on Food Security and Commodification of the Naira using cassava. What can I do for my country? He noted that the declaration of a state of emergency on food security should have galvanized mass action in agricultural practices that would have pushed the FIA agency into action to rescue the nation from food inflation, hunger, and outright population starvation. According to him, this is where the role of the proposed Food Intelligence Agency rises to the top. A food intelligence agency, the strike squad of food security and sovereignty, would have played a significant and defining role in investigating, assessing, and recording the state of food production, consumption, and preservation across the country. The Nigerian Army has rescued 387 families of Boko Haram fighters from the Sambisa forest. The 387 comprising men, women, and children were rescued by hybrid forces of the Sector 1 Northeast Joint Task Force in operations in Kai, led by Brigadier General Diwa. The troops also recovered several vehicles and equipment initially seized by the terrorists from the Nigerian Army at the peak of the insurgency. Receiving the jubilant troops at the entrance of Sambisa, the Sector 1 Acting Commander Abubakar Haruna said the terrorists should either surrender or face death as all their known camps and enclaves have been destroyed. According to Haruna, the operations initially planned for 4 days eventually lasted 10 days. One of the wives of the Boko Haram fighters, Hajara Danjuma, said her husband was one of the early converters. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has arrested 9 suspected oil thieves at an illegal refinery in a forest boundary between Rivers and Abia states. This was confirmed in a statement by the NSCDC Public Relations Officer Babawale Afolabi on Monday in Abuja. Afolabi said, based on the Corps' dedication to wage war against illegal bunkering, the Commandant General's Special Intelligence Squad laid intelligence surveillance at the site, which aided in the successful arrest. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. Men of the Kwara State Command of Nigerian Customs Service have intercepted 64 drums loaded with petroleum in Bokoro Baritan local government area of the state. The spokesman of the NCS in the state, Mr. Zakari Chado, disclosed this yesterday at the Public Relations Conference of the National Association of Polytechnic Students held at Kwara State Polytechnic in Ilorin. The event themed Advancing Security in Nigeria within Social Context, Student Safety Matters, was organized in honor of Kwara State Police Commissioner Mr. Victor Olaiya. Chado noted that the seizure of the drums of petroleum came at the time the citizens were struggling to obtain the commodity at affordable price. He, however, regretted that smuggling persisted in the country owing to the involvement of the youths. Stakeholders from APA and Agatu local government areas of Benue State have called on the federal government to take decisive action to put an end to renewed attacks and killings by suspected Fulani herdsmen in the 2 local government areas. They made this call at the weekend as part of the resolutions reached during security meetings convened by the member representing APA Agatu Federal Constituency and Chairman House Standing Committee on National Island Waterways, Honorable Pastor Ojutu Ojema at Ochidoma Palace, Otupo. In business, the German ambassador to Nigeria, Mrs. Annette Gunther, says trade relations between Federal Republic of Nigeria and Federal Republic of Germany currently stands at about 3 billion euros. Gunther, who made this known in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria on Sunday in Abuja, said the trade relations between both countries had grown over the years. Specifically, she said the trade relations grew from 2 billion euros in 2022 to the current figure of 3 billion euros with balance of trade in favor of Nigeria because of crude oil exports. She said there was the potential for improvements on trade relations which both countries were currently working on, especially in the area of agriculture. Up next are stories on the foreign scene after the break.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. On the foreign scene, Iran's first Vice President Mohammed Mokbar is expected to assume the presidency after Ibrahim Raisi's death in a helicopter crash as the country gears up for early elections. The Iranian constitution stipulates that the first vice president takes over in the event of the president's death, dismissal, resignation, absence or illness for more than 2 months. Raisi, who died on Sunday along with Foreign Minister Hussein and other officials, was nearing the end of his first 4-year term as president. Mokbar's interim appointment requires the approval of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who has the final word in all state affairs. In entertainment, Nigerian singer Burna Boy has shared that he does not plan to have children until he has a more settled lifestyle. During an Instagram live session with his fans, and the African giant responded to a fan's question about why he doesn't have children yet. He emphasized that he wants to ensure his life is more stable before having kids, as he feels he currently cannot provide the same love and stability his parents gave him. And in sports, Tyson Fury was undecided about a rematch with Usyk after losing his unbeaten record in one of the biggest fights in boxing history on Sunday. Britain's Fury dominated the early rounds of their undisputed heavyweight clash, but lost a split decision to the Ukrainian maestro, who nearly sent him to the canvas in the ninth round. Fury, he gave up his WBC belts to Usyk, who already held the IBF, WAB, and WBO titles, said he would discuss the potential rematch, loosely scheduled for October, with his wife and children. And just before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Ex-senator calls for establishment of Food Intelligence Agency. In business, Germany-Nigeria trade relations hits 3 billion euros, says envoy. On the foreign scene, Iran vice president to replace Raisi. And in sports, Tyson Fury unsure of rematch after first defeat to Usyk. And that's the package on our news bulletin. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleketv. I am Antonia Nwokolo. Many thanks for watching.